Shovel Knight Dig. It is a prequel to the OG Shovel Knight. This is like back when Shovel Knight and Shield Knight are actually like traveling together and adventuring. And there's a villain named Drill Knight who dug this big hole and stole Shovel Knight's bag. And so you gotta go after him. Yeah, he stole his bag. You got a big old bag. You gotta find out what's.
And it changes it. Yeah.
You're napping at the campfire, minding your own business as per usual, and then someone has to.
You're like Jackie Chan. You don't want any trouble, and yet it comes and finds you every time.
Adventure always finds
Shovel Knight.
So we've released one pack so far, and this is like the final second pack to it, which is called Wicked Wishes.
Wicked Wishes really adds like a ton more stuff in the well. Like there's a whole missions quest system with a bunch of different quests, and the quests all give you different items and accessories that that unlock, and then all that stuff as it gets unlocked, it starts to appear in the well and fill it out even more.
Down it's closed off. So this could be open.
Right. So this is all the new.
This is the new DLC. So like Sean said, welcome to the guild hall. So this is brand new area that's been there the entire time. We didn't notice.
You have to do a little mission to get to this, but we skipped you past that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three seals. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How'd you know?
Cool.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah. He knew in his heart.
I had to prove my virtuosity. I knew it. Yeah.
There's tons of different quests that you need to do as you progress and rise the ranks, through the ranks of the guild. Yeah. So you'll get different things. You just got your first quest from the fanboy, and after completing that quest, more people will start relying on you to give them help, and there's a lot of mysteries to uncover with that.
So it's more it's not necessarily going through that fireplace is going to open up a whole other area to explore. It's just you're going there to get those quests.
Quests.
And then they can unlock.
Well, and the quests change. Once you take on the quest, then different things appear in the well than they did before. Alright, so press start here, and you can go into your quests menu. And so there's this whole, now there's a whole quest system, and quests have been added to the game. Even quests that were previously part of the main story, just finish the game, were given a quest heading. So we back implemented a quest system into the game. And so now there's a whole bunch of quests that you got to take on, and they're all regressive. So that's the main thing that was added to the guild hall. Or is the guild hall. And then in addition to that, each of these quests that you do generally unlock some kind of item or some kind of accessory or some kind of something that gets rolled into the well. So it's just more content starts all appearing, and everything becomes more full and interesting. And that's what's cool about Wicked Wishes. It really adds a lot more to the base Shovel Knight game, Shovel Knight Dig game rather, and makes it feel just bursting with content.
But also, in addition just to having the quests, it's a whole different storyline that's going with that.
Right.
So
There's story.
There's a boss. Ooh, who could it be? And there's a lot of fun things with it. So
There's also been a lot of rebalancing.
Yes.
We got a lot of feedback from Dig, about Dig's difficulty and balancing.
Oh, there's the beef toe quest.
Oh.
So he was meet me in the. So yeah.
Oh, I can go through. Oh, I see. Oh, fun. Okay.
Okay. You can just jump over.
You can jump. There you go. There you go.
Chill. We're chill.
Oh no.
It's a Dig. We're good.
Okay.
Wait, so is this new to the DLC?
Yes.
So
that's right. Because you don't get this kind of training, right?
Yeah, right. And so people didn't know anything about how to deal with the Omega Saw, and now
Hopefully they will. All thanks to Beef Dough.
Yay!
This is, which is an original character that they made up, right? Who was it? Pocket Dungeon?
Pocket Dungeon. So this is a Pocket Dungeon character that the Vine team made up. They thought it was really funny. But we had a really buff Beto. Like he's stuck in there too. There's nothing to do except work out. So yeah, he's Dig also, and I love him.
Which is fun because he's a character that we didn't make internally, and so it's like they made him on Pocket Dungeon team, and now he's here in another game that's just like so much crossover. It's really fun to see.
Yeah.
He's a fun looking character.
Yeah, he's
I
just
like
so
how
silly.
he talks too. It's like he's like pure Dark Souls.
So you're saying this is a Souls?
It's something like.
It's a very natural format for the character.
Yeah.
I mean, more so than the original game.
Yeah, he digs
Because you're actually
digging down.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is the only. Yeah, in this one you actually did.
Yeah, like for the first time. In 10 years. Okay.
I always thought it was funny that you don't actually do a lot of digging in the original Shovel Knight. So see those pink sparkles that are appearing, that's because you got the secret finder, so now all the secrets are going to appear.
Oh, fun.
That seems like a boring ability, but it's actually the best one. I mean, it is boring, but it's also the best. It can be both. They can be both.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I guess, I think about this as being a game that it's like there's these things that are already familiar as a Shovel Knight player, right?
Yeah.
Sam, we're gonna edit this captured footage to make me look really good at this.
We'll try.
Okay. You're like, I can only do so much. I'm not a miracle worker.
I could do a run through, and then whenever it cuts to the game, it can show Shovel Knight
Exactly.
wrecking it.
Yeah.
And we can all just marvel.
Wow.
Are you sure this is your first time playing this
Yeah.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
That's Spore Knight. So.
It's like a boss battle.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, I know Mega Man.
So.
I don't have a spell.
The plot for the base game is that, so like Sean had mentioned, Drill Knight steals your stuff while you're minding your own business. But he has like a plan for like the greatest heist. And he has gathered an Ocean's 11 style team of excavators, and Spore Knight is one of them. There's a bunch of brand new knights that you'll discover as you go down the well to stop their nefarious plans. But we also added familiar characters, like Tinker Knight is in this. Since this game is a prequel, like it's fun to like see the characters, what they did before they encountered the Enchantress. There's also Mole Knight, but he has a different elemental thing.
Don't like that.
Oh man. Oh, you're so good.
Flattery looking good. Okay. No.
Oh, okay, you're almost there. Oh my gosh.
Don't tell me I'm almost there. It won't make me die.
No.
Yeah, you did it! Yay!
They forget that.
Does the demo end after this? Or do you get to go? Whoa, there's two! Did you see that?
Is that a bug? Oh, they're twins. Oh.
Yeah, so this is taken off debug mode because the game's not out. So if some weird things happen, just
Oh, I thought they were twins, legit. Like I
So funny.
No, it's taken because I took a save
My bad.
file from debug
Wait,
and
my
then
bad.
I inputted it in here to force everything.
You gotta get your bag, what's happening?
Why can't I get my bag?
Story related.
Oh, my treasure. Oh no, there's skeletons. There's bad guys behind me. Why? Oh, what?
Oh, no.
I just died.
What is that?
There's like wailing on you.
How mysterious.
Are there any new bosses in the DLC?
There is.
Yes.
So like you completed a quest.
Oh, okay.
Did you? No.
Yeah,
you
I did.
You did one?
Yeah,
No.
I did one of them.
One of them. Okay,
Oh,
so
but you
as
did
you
three.
go,
Yeah.
in my head you did all of them. I'm tired. So yeah, so after you complete 3, then you will be able to go back to the guild hall and go down the little nifty fireplace.
Something different will be
Oh, there's a new
Yeah,
person.
and
Right.
then so then Beef Dough will be here, and so like you'll talk to him and you'll get your reward.
Right.
But like,
Right,
look,
now
there's a
there's
new
more
quest.
missions happening.
And so like, oh, what? There's a secret, like, a bottle washed up and secret fountain. What's that? And so it'll give you another thing to solve.
More things, more motivations to go down to the well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I haven't played Shovel Knight before. This is an amazing first experience with the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of Mega Man, and I really do enjoy like platformers in general. And so,
Sure.
I love the characters are all very like vibrant, and the ones all in the guild hall have such great personality too.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
based on like just in the dialogue and like the aesthetic and like their overall design. So yeah, I'm
thanks
excited
for
to see more
that.
of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for you to check it out and see all the content. There's just so much to dig into, but it doesn't require. No pun intended. It requires like repeated runs
Yeah.
down the well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there things that you feel like you still want to do with this world? Like obviously, it seems like you kind of added the guild to provide like more motivation for going back to the well, more to introduce more characters and to do more things. But like, and obviously you're working on the Mina title as well. But I guess nothing concrete or anything. But like, what other things would you like to see in this world, like expand, like maybe you feel like it's like
or in Shovel Knight, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like in the Shovel Knight world.
I guess in the Shovel Knight world, like
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
like what's next for, I guess, the IP for the character, because I mean, again, I haven't played the game, but I'm very familiar with Shovel Knight, like as a you know, this kind of monolith like indie kind of mascot, right? So yeah, I'm interested if you have any thoughts on what else Shovel Knight could be doing.
Well, I mean, we got Shovel Knight DX, and that's all happening. So there's Shovel of Hope DX, which is like it's Shovel of Hope, but now there's going to be all the characters from Showdown, 20 playable characters, so you can play through the game in co-op, online, and then all of those features that were from all the Shovel Knight games that we made in the past are all getting added back into this version. So like there was all this cool stuff that's gone now, like Miiverse and Street Pass, and we did so much stuff like on the 3DS, like stereoscopic. There's not really a way to enjoy any of that.
Yeah.
So that's what Shovel of Hope DX is we're like scraping all that content together, adding in everything we can, and like putting it back out for you and also there's not like a PS5 version of Shovel Knight
Yeah.
yet, like not an official one. So
Yeah.
we're trying to like get the latest and
There's an
greatest.
unofficial one.
Well, you can download the PS4 version.
I see.
Yes.
I see. The older version. Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's just one of those things also, because like Sean had said, so many things from like yesteryear consoles have been like, are now locked behind us. You know, the 3DS eShop is gone. You
Yeah.
can't access that content
Right.
anymore. So it's future-proofing and like preserving the Shovel Knight legacy, and we're throwing a bunch of really cool things
More
in
characters,
there.
and like all the
Yeah.
cheats are more readily accessible now. So like it's easier to play like like I was playing through with my nephew who's 4 years old, and it's like, okay, with the cheat menu is kind of hard to manage, but now you could just turn that stuff on, put the health up and down, make it so it's easier
Yeah.
for as an entry point for players as well, and you could just like crank it however you want.
Yeah, and it's great for accessibility as well.
Right.
And like it's just great. And like other things that we have on there, we have save rewind. Like, you know, you can literally
Oh, right,
like
save.
be like,
Yeah, like on the Mega Man remakes that they did, where you had the rewind button.
Well, on emulators,
I definitely didn't use
yeah.
well, yeah, but no, it's just like one of those things where like if you want to practice moves, because like with Shovel Knight, like I don't know, I see all the cool speedrunners that do like really seamless work, and then being able to do that so speedrunners can really practice and like really fine tune what they're doing.
Like what pixel to jump off of to make that jump, or to like do that weird thing.
I'm so excited for
that's
them to
one
beat
good
it in a
use.
second.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be so cool.
But the rewind is really great for accessibility.
Yes.
Especially with a lot of the older games. I would say Shovel Knight was built this way, but games where the philosophy was that playtime is extended by the game being very hard.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Or just games like weren't tested adequately. I
Yeah.
feel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I used save states and rewind to beat like TMNT, like the original Ninja Turtles on NES, because that
The
game.
water level.
Well, the water level is child's play compared to what's after that.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, no one's ever seen it, but like in the last level, it's like I had to use a rewind because every inch that you creep up, there's some other randomized hazard that's coming at you, and it would just be impossible. You like can't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Shovel Knight's not like crazy like that, but still being able to do the save states and rewind is good.
Yeah.
So that's Shovel of Hope DX. And
When is it out?
we, I think
That's
we
it.
said.
Okay, so
we said.
We said coming soon with little TM. So it's one of those things where
Soon.
Yeah,
The ever looming soon. Yeah.
coming soon TM.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like one of those things where like when the game's ready and it's to our standard, just to make sure, because you know it was made for Shovel Knight to go through those levels, but now we're fine tuning Mole Knight jumping around and Propeller Knight and the Enchantress. She can fly. Like, what does that look like? How does that feel?
Yeah, and then but there's of course we have more stuff in the works, so we can't really talk about yet. But there's still the future is bright for Shovel Knight. There's going to be there's a lot more in the pipe. As far as Shovel Knight Dig goes, this is the last DLC. We're all wrapped up on it, and of course there's Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, which is still going. Still updates are still coming out.
You
Yeah,
guys just
we-
have the new free DLC, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
the
we
big one.
just released
It's
the
like-
Puzzlers pack.
They're so nuts.
Yeah. They just like oh my gosh, and all this content is for free. We're like, guys, like, we like to go hard, but not that hard. Oh my gosh. They released so many new cool things with like run modifiers and new cheats and like just so much new content. There's secret playable characters. Like it's just so fun. 2 new playable characters that aren't secret, mini bosses. New side rooms too. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay, but like also for that we have one last slate of DLC for that game. When we finished the base game, we released it. We had promised 3 more, and we're at the end. We'll actually have more information about the last DLC, but it's going to be the long-awaited multiplayer co-op where you can play online.
Ooh, exciting.
It's basically like the online cohesion pack for everything.
It's the last bow that we have on this project.
Yeah.
It's really exciting though.
You guys have obviously spent a lot of time on Shovel Knight as an IP. You have Mina coming now. Are those 2 IPs your only focus? Are you looking to expand further to other things?
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, right now these are definitely our focus, but we would certainly want to make more IPs as we go. I feel like with speaking personally, I feel like we got stuck on Shovel Knight, making Shovel Knight stuff, and it would be fun to make more crazy IPs and just like do things that, you know, maybe take a little bit less time to produce and are smaller in scope, but are just like a brand new, drastically strange IP. I think a lot of people at the studio would like doing that as well. Like something that's not like a 5-year
endeavor.
Right. It's like, what can we do? Maybe we could do something fun in, 6
like 8
months or 8 months, one year.
Yeah. Which, I mean, and this is kind of like a side conversation, I guess, but like, I think that's something that makes the indie scene like so competitive compared to, the AAA studios, right? Is that ability to pivot. Like AAA studios, like it's like turning a cruise ship. Any project that they're working on is going to be 5 to 7 years now with the hardware, with everything else, right?
Definitely.
Maybe they'll get two games out during one generation, maybe not. But like you said, you could be taking a smaller team and be like, okay, cool. Like we're going to take the next 8, 12, 16 months, and we're going to like from inception to delivery have this new IP. We're going to pilot. We're going to run these tests. We're going to do these things, and then in the time that it takes a AAA studio to make, X game part 2 or whatever title's coming out, an indie studio could theoretically ramp an entire franchise.
Yeah, potentially.
I
guess the other thing about being an indie studio is we're all like rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
So if we're excited about making something, then we can all just go on it. And
You're like, hey, come on over to our ship. We'll take your character. You take our character.
Right.
Like you can collaborate and do some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's another cool thing as well. Yeah, we were just at the Mix yesterday, and like just like seeing all those other indie devs and like devs that we've been hanging out with for 10 years, and like the brand new devs that we've never met before, and just like seeing new games, seeing new platformers that have been that look like the kind of stuff that I grew up playing and like are still being made and they're still enjoyable and fun.
Yeah.
It's just like so cool.
How big is your team now?
We are about 20 to 25 people at the whole company.
Yeah.
Are you all like in one location, or?
We're mostly all in one location, and some of us are dotted around the world. And we have an office, and some of us are there every day, but not all of us are there every day.
Yeah.
And we generally try to have everyone come in, and we'll do dinners and have meetups and stuff like that. We hang out in the Slack and in the Discord to try and to get the juice flowing and work together. And it's a strange new world of being not all in person all the time anymore.
You talked about how your team is kind of like scattered around, and we're in this sort of hybrid remote world. I'm curious from like a productivity standpoint, from a kind of like a BC AC right before COVID, after COVID comparison, like do you feel that the structure has negatively impacted your ability to produce and deliver? I mean, obviously you're making great product, like obviously, but like how that workflow. I mean, because I'm curious. I work in tech, and there's been a lot of that shift. But
it was tremendously impactful. It was it was a giant old mess, of course, during COVID for everybody. I think with Dig, we were already working remotely with Dig, and so that made it easy, I think, to continue because it wasn't even that different.
Right.
Internally at the studio, when we were all working together, then COVID really was tremendously impactful. We had to really get our Discord and Zoom and all that. We just had to scramble and try and figure out how to work together. Everyone had to get their streaming setups really working, and just the way that we communicate just
Yeah.
had to really change, and we're still figuring it out. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's tough.
You're in good company. I think a lot of people still are, which is
Yeah.
strange, like 4 years on. But I think a lot of companies now are. It's funny because they're not necessarily figuring out the initial stuff. Because like you said, like when it first happened, everybody's scrambling trying to figure out like how do we talk to each other, how do we
Yeah.
figure this out. And now it's more like since we're coming out of it, it's like, okay, now how do we manage what's come after? Like, how do we manage
Yep.
this in between space? Like, who gets to stay home? Who doesn't? How often do you come? When do we bring people in? Like, now you're navigating a whole different set, right? Of challenges.
It's finding a new normal and like what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like for us, like we're really collaborative and like sure we talk on Discord, but yeah, like Shauna said, like we have Tuesday and Wednesday lunches, which is my favorite time to come into the office because the food's so good.
Yeah.
And you get to see all your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Having opportunities to do social things, and I think really like getting in and streaming everything together, and everyone looking at the game while you're all watching the screen. That's what recreates actually all looking at the game together in a group environment.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most effective. And we did so much talk in Slack before, or Hip Chat or whatever it was,
Yeah.
like a long time ago. I guess that felt natural, and it's the Slack is like our culture written down on the page, right? Like
Yeah.
by reading it, then you can like start to understand how everything is going, and that's where the culture is, I guess.
Yeah,
as opposed to an office culture.
Like a big tablet, like in the front, the lobby when you walk in, like this is our company culture.
Sure.
It's all digital.
Yeah.
It's inside and stuff.
Right. Like even like way forward a long time ago, there wasn't nearly like a big IRC chat or something there wasn't a focal point like
Right.
that. And now it really is. It's like an online focal point.
Do you often get approached by other publishers to try to get you to make a game as
right.
as an outside dev?
It's happened before.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think like in general, like indie community is very collaborative. So people be like, "Hey, I have this idea. Like, do you guys want to make it?" Or vice versa, and be like, "Oh, like,
Ideas.
would you be interested?"
An ideas person comes to you and they're like, I have this great idea, and if you just do all the work, I'm sure it'll work out well.
just give me 30%, guys.
Yeah.
No, it's just like one of
I'm
those
doing you a
things. Well, it's kind of like like as us, like with collaboration, like when we initially saw Pocket Dungeon, it wasn't Pocket Dungeon, it was Puzzle Nights, and this guy like Russell, for his studio's name is Vine. It was this really cool like roguelike but like match 3 thing we'd never seen before, and we're like, we love this.
Yeah.
How can we help work with you and make something incredible?
Yeah.
And then we high-fived, and then Pocket Dungeon was born. That's how game development works. And so
When two studios love each other very much, they
Yeah.
high five, and
then Pocket Dungeon. So it's just one of those things where like it's collaborative, and that collaboration that made a lot of sense, and it's been really fun working with them.
Right. Generally, we don't do, or we've said pretty openly that we're like an independent studio,
Yeah.
and we don't do like work for hire, or we wouldn't generally like do a game like that. But it has like happened before where we've like been approached to at least to talk about something, and that kind of stuff seems like exciting sometimes, But I
It's
don't
nice
think
to hear.
I don't think we would ever, it's like, hey, here we go, let's make the new Battletoads, let's make the new Mega Man, let's
Yeah.
make the new.
If they did that, we'd be like, but it's a Shovel Knight game,
Yeah.
and Mega Man and Shovel Knight are together.
yeah. Thank you so much for taking so much time to chat with us and show off
Of course.
Dig for us, and for me as again somebody pretty new to the franchise. I haven't really had a lot of time with my hands on the sticks with this, but
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
it was our pleasure. Thank you for being a Shovel Knight fan, and for backing Mina, and for repping classic game.